across this country. Game 6 of the World Series is tonight on Sportsnet. I get this now. It took me a while.
Creative.
Madison got it right away.
So funny.
You know who could use a little bit of that? The Dodger bats of late. We'll address that with Arden Swelling and Blake Murphy after this. That's creative.
Yeah, that's a great one.
The Dodgers just can't seem to string anything together.
He got him. 1, 2, 3 for your Savage in the first.
I've just been terrible. I've been terrible, and I don't have any answers.
We all expect them to break out at some point.
You know, baseball is a hard game. It's been hard for us the last 2 days.
The issue is they're running out of time.
There's a lot of swing and miss. We got to find a way to win a game. That's it.
Popeye's in the building. Game 6 of the World Series set to go here at the Rogers Center. A Blue Jay victory secures their 3rd World Series championship, but they'll have to get by the Los Angeles Dodgers, who've been struggling at the plate to a degree. Consider Shohei Ohtani. Remember the 9 times reached base? In Game 3, he's 0 for 7 since. And Freddie Freeman, who bats 3rd, 0 for 3 in Game 5, struck out 3 times. Savage got him twice, Hoffman once. It is now time for the big board, presented by Bet365. Here's Arden Swelling and Blake Murphy.
Are hammering him with velocity, like you said, Arden. So if you're Mookie Betts, it's hard to make an adjustment in series, but trying to do too much is not solving it for him right now. He's hitting more like an Isaac Paredes or a Davis Schneider, when he's usually at his best more like a Vlad Light using the entire field. Encouraging for him is that he's still making good swing decisions. He's just not getting good contact quality on any of that, again, because he's selling out for that pull side power, and that's not him.
So best case scenario,
double switch stuff and things like that, or you could use him as a closer. But I think the likelier case is that if Dave Roberts plans to use him in Game 7, he uses him as an opener ahead of Tyler Glasnow, maybe Blake Snell, and then Roki Sasaki and his leverage arms there. Again, I want to see it. The only time we've seen Ohtani come out of the bullpen is striking out Mike Trout in the World Baseball Classic. But given that he's also hitting, a little tough to get him warmed up. I'd love to see it. I think they go opener instead.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Rogers, proud owner of Canada's team. Let's bring it home.
The 2025 World Series has been fascinating so far. It's all tied up at 2.
I'm ready to pitch with our back against the wall, or I'm ready to pitch to send this thing to Toronto.
I have no reservations about him pitching on the road. He's going to pitch on the road a lot over the course of his career.
I wonder what you may have gleaned about pitching here at Dodger Stadium.
No one has said really much about it. We play in front of big crowds too, so
yeah,
we're ready. It should be a lot of environment. Each day I learn something new. I take something away from my game or someone else's game. Walking from the bullpen to the dugout, I took a moment to look around the stadium, see all the fans. I was hoping I'd send them home upset.
Once a best of 7 is now a best of 3. Final game here in LA before the World Series moves back to Toronto. Who will take this pivotal 5th game here tonight?
Blue Jays will know right away the game plan from Blake Snell, and I think the game plan is going to be establishing that fastball. Here he comes after going Game 5 with a fastball.
Fly ball to deep left. Gone! The first pitch of the ball game. And Davis Schneider has hit it out. His first hit of the World Series, his first postseason home run. And the Blue Jay fans making a ton of noise. And now Guerrero rips one to deep left, and it's gone.
They've gone back to back to start Game 5.
And this crowd, they have to be stunned at the Rogers Center in Toronto. This is what the scene was like.
And here's Trey Savage.
I expect him to be very good tonight. He didn't have his split finger pitch in his first start, and I think he's going to have a good one tonight.
2-2. Swing and a miss.
This one to Oscar Hernandez.
And he got it. Back to the slider, and Savage has struck out 3 consecutive batters. 2 down, and here's Tommy Edman. And another strikeout. Trey Savage strikes out the side here in the bottom of the 2nd.
Seems like every start, you're saying biggest start of his career.
Payoff pitch. Called strike 3.
Top of the order, Shohei Ohtani.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Ohtani loses his helmet on this splitter.
Historic stuff. You know what I mean? When you talk about that stage, slider and split were electric.
Here's Dalton Varsho. This ball's down the line. Dalton Varsho's got extra bases. He's headed for third.
The great contact hitter up in Ernie Clement.
Lines the ball to center field. Comes Varsho. Hernandez is throw flat-footed. Has no chance.
If Vladdy is Batman, Ernie's doing a pretty good impression of Robin so far here in October.
No point so far in the playoffs has the crowd been this quiet.
The bottom 6, 3-1 Blue Jays. Ahead of Ohtani 1-2. Line drive to right field. Diving catch. Barger. So 2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He has just tied a World Series record for most strikeouts in a game by a rookie, held by Don Nuka of the Brooklyn Dodgers back in 1949.
These guys are locked in to what needs to be done in real time, so that's a sign of a really mentally tough team.
Bo Bichette's starting to feel his rhythm. He's starting to feel his timing.
Fastball shot to right, base hit. Jimenez on his way to the plate, and Bichette has driven in another run.
It's kind of uncharted territory for him, you know, in terms of pitches and innings. I told Pete after the 6th, I said, I don't think there's anyone better in our bullpen right now. It's just an unbelievable performance by him.
1-2 to 3. There's a dozen for Trey Savage.
A true World Series prodigy.
He sets a major league record, most strikeouts at a World Series game ever by a rookie with 12.
Unbelievable.
3-2 to Edman. Ground ball to third, to second one, to first for 2.
A World Series masterpiece from 22-year-old Trey Savage.
Do you ever allow yourself to think, 7 months ago I was pitching to 300 fans in front of me in Jupiter?
Yeah, it's a crazy world. Hollywood couldn't have made it this good. Just being part of this, I'm just very blessed.
How about the character of this Blue Jays club? Come here into the Dodgers' home. They're on the verge of winning 2 out of 3 against the Dodgers.
Job's not finished. Can't really take the foot off the gas until it's over.
Got him! Blue Jays come into L.A., take 2 out of 3 here.
And the Blue Jays are headed home, 1 win from the championship.
Everybody watching right now can anticipate what kind of a scene it will be at Rogers Center.
Another tough game, heavily ready to go. Can't wait to see what the Rogers Center is going to look, feel, and sound like. I can't wait to have Kev take them out for us.
Trey Savage etched his name in Blue Jays history based on the performance in Game 5 at Dodger Stadium 2 nights ago. His team hopes to secure the title tonight against the Los Angeles Dodgers after they did a number on Blake Snell. Soon after that game, so this being Halloween, we want to say hello to everybody that's at home watching the game here on TV, and a special greeting to Caleb Joseph's kids. His wife Brooke is at home in Nashville. Walker's in the costume, Nora, little John Cannon in blue. And Kevin Pillar's kids are nicely dressed too. Amanda's done quite a number there, as Jet, who is the son on the right, holds on to little Skylar, and there's Kobe on the left, yes, named after Kobe Bryant. And of course, Madison Shipman's husband Kyle was able to assemble these two, who are well known around the Blue Jays Central set. That's Kellen on the left, Kennedy on the right, just looks like her mom. And unrelated to all of us, but impressive nonetheless, is this young person who's pulling off the Buck Martinez look quite nicely, right? Love With it. The fantastic hair and the mic flash. Now, on the subject of Halloween, Mitch Bannon of The Athletic asked this of manager John Schneider.
John, I'm just wondering if you can remember what you were doing last year on Halloween.
Sitting at my neighbor's driveway, drinking a beer and giving out candy. So this is way, way better.
Yes, indeed. As he said, I like this costume better, and he pointed to his jersey.
Let's hope he's doing that later tonight.
Yeah.
All I know is everybody in Knoxville, watch out. My kids are going to be webbing up everybody. Spider-Man and Ghost Spider running around.
In fact, maybe we'll treat ourselves to one after it's over, too.
And not the candy.
Depending on the outcome. Lots ahead on Blue Jays Central in advance of Game 6.
First and second for Toronto in the 11th. The runners go on the 3-2 to Winfield. Down the line, a base hit. White has scored. Alomar comes around. It's a 2-run double for Dave Winfield. Mike Timlin will be the new pitcher to save the biggest win in Toronto Blue Jay history. Nixon bunts. Timlin on it. Throws to first. For the first time in history, the World Championship banner will fly north of the border. The Toronto Blue Jays are baseball's best in 1992.
Couldn't be in a more memorable situation than this. Blue Jays need a run to force extra innings. 2 runs and they're the world champion. Joe Carter is the batter.
Joe has had his moments. Here's the pitch on the way. A swing and a belt. Left field. Way back. Way back. Blue Jays win it. The Blue Jays are World Series champions. Touch them all, Joe. You'll never hit a bigger home run in your life.
For those who witnessed it, Game 6 of the World Series has been awfully kind to the Blue Jays, and a younger generation hopes that is the same type of scenario that develops this evening. Who will be the hero? Lots of places to watch it, including the party that's going to go on at Scotiabank Arena here in Toronto. The Senate Tavern in Ottawa, the Bywood Market down there, has a viewing as well. In Edmonton, downtown Edmonton, First Round is hosting a bender. And the Shark Club in Vancouver on West Georgia Street. We say hello to everyone there and enjoy the evening. Back to the field we go. Arden Swelling entering the Blue Jays' 3rd World Series. He was pretty good in Game 2 against Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who went the distance for the Dodgers. Let's get a whole lot closer to the right-hander going for Toronto tonight. Here's his game plan tonight.
Well, you know what? When I look back at those 2 home runs, both of them were arm side fastballs up in the zone. I think it would be easy when you're coming into today's game knowing that you just faced this team not too long ago to go ahead and think, I've got to eliminate that pitch. But I still think that Kevin Gausman needs to be able to throw those fastballs right up there at the top of the zone, especially with his good velocity. When he's bringing that fastball in there 95, 96 miles per hour, him being able to locate it at the top, I think completely opens up the bottom part of the zone, because you might have some batters that are going to go up there and start to look for that fastball, that splitter, that slider combination at the bottom. But when he's able to hit those pitches right at the top of the zone for strikes, that's when he gets their eyes bouncing back and forth, and that's when you're going to start to see those mishits and those strikeouts pile up for Gausman.
Kevin's so good at adapting on the fly. He used his fastball a lot in that game against the Dodgers, and he got a lot of called strikes because he was in the zone with it. When he's pounding the fastball in the zone, that just sets up all of those splitters. And I think maybe tonight these Dodgers hitters might be a little bit more aggressive on these fastballs because he's in the zone with it so much. Now, if they are, and they start teeing off early on this fastball, Kevin can adapt. He'll go right to the splitter. And that's one thing with Kevin. He can go high, he can go low. He uses the entire zone with that fastball. Then he can run it up there like that ball that we've seen them do to Ohtani in this series. All of those fastballs really set up the splitters down, and he can have them chasing. But the bigger thing is adjusting to what they do. He'll come out, if he comes out with the fastballs, he'll read the hitters. If he comes out with more splitters this time because of his fastballs last time, he'll read the hitters, and he can adapt on the fly. For a 2-pitch pitcher, essentially, he has a slider also, but for a 2-pitch pitcher, he's very unpredictable, and that's rare.
Depending on what Gausman and his teammates can do, October 31st, 2025 may be a date imprinted on your mind. We'll see at the end of this. It's time for the anthems.
Ceremonial flag party is from His Majesty's Canadian ship York from Toronto. With us tonight to perform the American National Anthem, please welcome American singer-songwriter John Vincent.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly endlessly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in it, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free? And the home of the
Carrying our Canadian flag tonight are 230 members of the Canadian Armed Forces. With us to perform O Canada after proudly serving 25 years in the Canadian Armed Forces, please welcome Soul Bear.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command, car ton bras s'est porté l'épée, il s'est porté la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for
This film F1 is getting a lot of Oscar buzz. F1 will start streaming on Apple TV December 12th. Back inside Rogers Center, ready for Game 6 of the World Series. With the Dodgers coming to bat to open this one, the lineup from Dave Roberts will look like this. Ohtani leads off. Will Smith again bats second. Freddie Freeman plugged into the 3 spot, and as Tom said, for the first time in 8 years, Mookie Betts is a cleanup hitter. Teoscar Hernandez and Max Muncy follow. And it's Kike Hernandez, Tommy Edman, and Miguel Rojas with his first start since the division series. Well, the Dodgers are in their 23rd World Series. This is the 8th time that they enter Game 6 down 3-2. They're trying to win Game 6 from that position for the first time to force a 7th decisive game tomorrow night. And John, it was overshadowed by how good Yamamoto was in Game 2, but Kevin Gausman, he retired 17 straight at one point in that game, pitched into the 7th inning for the first time in his postseason career. He was fantastic, and he came out of the chute throwing a lot of fastballs. I would expect that might be changed just a little bit depending. If I'm the Dodgers, I'm going to be more aggressive on the fastballs, but here's the one thing. Gausman can throw his fastball away and down, and if you do that and you got an aggressive team, a lot of quick early outs. How about against Ohtani? He attacked him with fastballs in the strike zone more than any pitcher has all year. 7 of those 9 pitches were fastballs, and I think for the game of guessing is, do you think he's going to swing first pitch? Then you throw a splitter. And if not, make it a fastball away and make Ohtani and Betts and the guys who may be struggling on pitches away to beat you away. Dodgers came into this World Series having won 24 of their last 30 games, but now down 3-2. Can they force Game 7 in their quest to repeat? Blue Jays lose that gut punch of an 18-inning game. Get off of the deck to win 2 in a row at Dodger Stadium. One win from their first World Series in 32 years.
There's no greater feeling than to pitch your team into a World Series championship at home. But the one thing you've got to guard against is the adrenaline in the crowd and trying to pitch perfect. You don't have to pitch perfect, but you better be nearly perfect because Yamamoto's on the other side.
Yeah, it's Shohei Ohtani, the leadoff for the Dodgers. Off we go in Game 6. He thought he was going to swing. He did, and he threw a splitter for strike one.
Yeah, every pitcher thinks about what if, what could have happened, game plan the game, and you don't want to go off your script. When you go off your script, that means the other team's doing something to make you change.
Gosman's 0-1. Ohtani swings and misses. Back-to-back splitters.
Two perfect pitches to start. And that pitch is nearly unhittable. I think only one hit he's given up in the World Series on this split.
Only 2 all postseason. Opponents are 2 for 36 against it. And he gets misses on more than half of the swings. Career-making pitch for the 34-year-old who deals and throws a third in a row. This time Ohtani lays off. Then the pitch of the postseason, not just his, but across the postseason. Everybody loving it. Here's his 1-2. 4 consecutive splitters to start this game. And when you talk about, do you go with what you got? Do you change things up? He really only throws 2 pitches.
Yeah, he will throw a few more sliders, I think, tonight if he gets into rhythm. Fastball away here after 4 splitters if he wants.
Know what you're going to get. Here it comes. Can you hit it? This is the splitter that, it's given everybody a hard time. The Dodgers in this World Series 1 for 22 against splitters.
And when he doesn't pull it, it stays square over the middle, it drops straight down, and they get a swing and miss.
Here's a 2-2, and he strikes out Ohtani to start Game 6.
So this is what I'm talking about when you stay on top of it and you don't pull it. It starts in the middle of the plate and just goes straight down. That is the perfect way to describe a splitter. It almost looks like a nasty 2-seam fastball. By pulling it, it means he's trying to get it to break more, and he pulls it into a lefty. It will not have the same effect than if he stays behind it and throws it right down the middle to fading away.
One away, Will Smith. Chops a first pitch fastball along third. Ernie Clement watches it with the English bounce foul.
Now with Will Smith, the mistake he made, don't think it's not in the back of his mind. He pitched Will Smith perfectly until that 7th inning home run where he leaked the fastball middle in. He will not. It's a mistake if you go in there. If you go in there, you have to go so far in and up just to get his attention so that you want to get him out of the way.
It has been nothing but fastballs, and he had his way with that pitch prior to the missing that one in the 7th inning. Mentioned that he had retired 17 in a row in Game 2. It was Smith's home run that snapped that. And 1 too many and 1 poorly located fastball. Smith has not done a whole lot since. 2 out of 14 in the 3 games in Los Angeles, but get in line when it comes to struggling lately in Dave Roberts' order. Can the offense wake up before that hourglass runs out on this Dodger season? 1 ball, 1 strike. Talking to Dave Roberts about changing the lineup, he said, look, if you do nothing, then you're burying the head in the sand. If you make a wholesale change, that's panicking. So he's trying to thread that needle to nudge this offense forward to a Game 7. That's down to 4. Rojas into the lineup. Smith on 1-1. Swings and misses.
The reason I think his slider will be important, especially on the right-handers, even if it's not a pitch they swing or take for a strike, it's a pitch that goes away. See, that pitch went in, and you give him 2 different lanes to look at as a right-hander facing the right-handed batters.
Strikes out Ohtani. There goes the 2-2 on Smith. He threw 4 sliders total in Game 2, none of them after the first. And so there is a way that he could look different facing this lineup the second time. So he's pitched in a lot of these games in his life. Back in his backyard in Colorado as a kid. Evan Gosman in his first World Series. Down the left field line, foul.
See, now that he's thrown a couple that have been down and in, and he is such a good low ball hitter, I mean, it would be awfully tempting right here to throw a slider on the outer half and see if you can get Will Smith to expand out there now that those pitches were in. Anytime you pull one foul, looking for that ball in, see what he goes with here, 2-2.
11 pitches, hasn't shown that slider yet. Here he comes. There's he sticking with the splitter. Back-to-back Ks. 2 out in the first.
Well, the best part about that pitch is he made the adjustment to the other side of the plate. The pitch in, that the slider that goes, the splitter that goes down and in, he fouls it, right? Gets out in front. Now you need to show him something on the other side, and he did. And look how far he missed it.
After the 15 strikeouts in Game 5, 2 of them to start Game 6. Freddie Freeman. Freeman struck out all 3 times. That was where it was like, wow, is this offense in a place that is unrecognizable for one of the best contact hitters of this generation. Yeah, the walk-off in Game 3 did Freeman, but overall this postseason just 237.
In this situation here, I wonder if he's going to try to avoid throwing splits to Freddie. If you remember the last time he faced him, he had battled the at-bat and hooked a split down the line for a 2-out double, which eventually got a run by Will Smith, a base hit. So see if he stays firm, fastballs.
Right back to the split, and he's got it. He's working, doesn't he?
Sure does. It's coming out of his hand nice.
Kevin Gausman, a chance to strike out the side. That's exactly what he does. In Game 6, shockingly, George Springer is back in there. Lucas and Guerrero hit 2 and 3. Bichette, Varsho, and the catcher Kirk through the heart of the lineup. And down at the bottom of the order, it's Barger, Clement, and Jimenez. Unreal.
Leading off the bottom of the first inning for the Blue Jays, designated hitter number 4, George Springer.
Drilled in the knee in the championship series, came back from that, walks off of the field in Game 3. You're thinking there's no chance to see this guy again this year. Springer's back in there for Game 6. Yamamoto comes home. Strike 1. Hey! So the 27-year-old from Bizen, Japan, taking the ball for the Dodgers. The first guy in a quarter century to tour back-to-back complete games in the postseason. And you came away from watching the replay of that, as Springer limps his way after that swing, even more impressed than you were in real time watching it.
Yeah, he has 6 pitches, but he can do whatever he wants and whenever he wants. And we'll talk about how he navigated this lineup to perfection.
0-2 to Springer, high fastball, but not a good early sign there seeing George wincing like that. I know you were extra surprised seeing him.
Yeah, I hope it goes well for him, and I can understand his desire to get in there, but he's facing the nastiest pitcher with swing and miss type stuff. No, there's nothing. I mean, it's guts right now. I mean, this is not a guy who has a controlled swing. He lets it fly, and I admire everything about it, but I'll be shocked.
And look, if Springer says he's good to go, you're going to want George Springer, but they did fine without him. Lucas had 2 hits. Schneider had the home run. It's not like it's desperation to have him. And that can't feel good either. Checking a swing, but it's 2-2. And they say that this is not the only thing he's dealing with, that when this postseason wraps up, we're going to find out there are several other injuries George Springer's been playing through. Playing through the pain here in Game 6. Wincing with every swing. 4 home runs in this postseason, 23 in his postseason career. That's 3rd all time. .36-year-old in his 12th year. Reaches out, rolls it to short, and Mookie ducks. One away.
Whenever he's needed a big out and change the speeds, that curveball is unbelievable. But one thing that he did throughout the entire game is he never gave any hitter in any at-bat the same first pitch. Think about that. 4 different at-bats for guys, 4 different first pitches, 4 different ways to get them out. So that they don't have any way of rhythm and knowing what to sit on off of this guy.
Nathan Lucas takes a fastball for a strike, so it helped him navigate through a complete game. It also gives you what you need to face a lineup again right away.
Absolutely. It was a classic. I mean, that's a video he should go to for the rest of his life if he ever struggled.
Lucas punches one to third that gets under Muncy's glove. And the gap between these teams defensively gets through customs from LA to Toronto.
Muncy didn't see that. That ball, for whatever reason, the glare, he did not see it. Watch what happens. Bouncer can sometimes get in the lights and watch him go to his eyes.
We talked about the big innings and the big swings from the Blue Jays being the advantage, but the little things stacking up in their edge. Takes a strike. One of the rare strikeouts of this postseason, and he's got 8 home runs and only 5 strikeouts in the postseason, but it came against Yamamoto.
That was an unbelievable at-bat.
Bunch of splitters and then finished him with a curve in that instance, and that was a big spot. It was 1st and 3rd in the first inning with 1 away.
Yeah, it's almost a guarantee that he's going to drive the run in.
Right. It was the best chance they'd have. Yamamoto would retire the last 20 that he faced. Here's 1-1. Third, Muncy with another chance. This time he starts a double play. Inning in the books in Game 6. Dodgers and Blue Jays scoreless. This stuff. And, I mean, we've been here this whole postseason. Yeah. It's not been anything close to this. His best form when he would pick to have it. His 2-2. To the outside corner. Adam Hamari gives him an inch there.
Well, these splitters over the middle of the zone are dropping so far that the hitters are missing him by a foot. And right now, he's like, I don't need my defense. The heck with him. I'm just going to keep throwing this pitch. And then the slider that he gets freezed on the outside corner. Man, what a start to a dream scenario for Kevin Gausman.
Tommy Edman down the line. And the first base runner for the Dodgers will be Tommy Edman. Extra bases here in the 3rd, a winning double. Well, look like they might not make any contact tonight, and then whack! Edman connects.
Well, Edman said the heck with it. I want to see first pitch fastball and swing. And it almost caught Guerrero by surprise. That ball was hit so firm. Looked like he did not get to the peak of his jump in time.
And so the guy that Dave Roberts plugs into the lineup finds himself up there with a man in scoring position. Rojas swings and misses. Rojas 0 for 2 in the World Series, 3 for 10 in this postseason. First start since the division series here. Dave Roberts making an old school decision right here, saying, I'm just playing the guy who I trust. Said he thought to himself right after Game 5, Rojas. And then he texted Rojas, he said, hey, second base, you're in there for Game 6. Rojas said, I got you. Said he's a great teammate. He's been a glue guy. He's had big hits for him all year. He gives him a bat-to-ball dimension they've been lacking. Fights this one off, and he's down 1-2.
Wow. I mean, that was almost in his belt. Ooh. Get off me ball. Higher than the belt. And higher than his hands, fortunately for him.
Ohtani waits on deck. Rojas on this 1-2. Lays off and the count evens up. 36 years old. And for a lot of this season, just a role player, leader behind the scenes. getting his shot. Two-two pitch. Rojas. Fastball to the knees. 7 for Gausman.
They're not going to pitch to Ohtani, I wouldn't think. Maybe they will. No, they're not pitching to him.
Well, Hernandez got rung up on a pitch that looked to be a touch outside. Rojas gets rung up on a pitch that the Dodgers are shouting was too low. Too close to take, though, and 7 strikeouts over 2 2/3. For a guy who's not a high strikeout pitcher, but pouring it all out there. So first and second, and it's up to Will Smith. Dodgers do not have a hit with a runner in scoring position since the 5th inning of Game 3. Is it Smith? He was the guy that got him going against Gausman in Game 2. Down the left field line towards the corner. It is a fair ball. Will Smith delivers a 2-out double. Tommy Edmonds in to score, and the Dodgers are on the board first in Game 6. Just kept it fair. And the first hit with a runner in scoring position in days for LA.
Again, another down and in inside part of the plate. He is so good. I actually thought Ohtani would be able to score on this ball, but he was stopped at third, and good play by Toronto to keep him from scoring.
So now second and third, Freddie Freeman. So the Dodgers get on the board first. With Yamamoto on the mound, trying to force a Game 7. Feels like a huge at-bat right here. Dodgers have not scored more than 2 runs in an inning in this series. Freeman takes in the dirt. Kevin Gausman retired the first 7 that he faced. 2 out of the last 4 hitters have doubled. Here's his 1-1. Freeman takes inside ball 2. Mookie Betts on deck. Gausman's 2-1 is in the dirt for ball 3.
Freedom of pitching without anybody on base is certainly what every pitcher wants to do. And then once somebody gets on, of course, in scoring position, it starts getting a little more tense, and the pitches are trying to be made a little more perfect.
Freeman takes ball 4 to load the bases, and how about this? Mookie Betts comes up with the bases loaded. Pete Walker out for a visit. First walk of this game issued by Kevin Gausman. And Mookie Betts, we talk about it coming into the World Series. A lot of things are going to funnel to him, with him hitting second. The way that they've handled Shohei Ohtani, well, in the cleanup spot, things are designed to funnel to you. He's 0, or they're 0 for their last 13 with the bases loaded. And Betts in the postseason has left 24 men on base.
Yeah, that's shocking. And certainly, again, 162 season, you go through stretches like this, no big thing, because you know he's going to be on the other side of it. But in a best of 7, or even in late postseason, it gets magnified. And if this were to play another 7 games, he would have the opportunity to atone for it, and we don't have that. So it's what you do for yourself and your team right now.
Dave Roberts said to him yesterday, hey, drop it all. Drop the baggage. Go be good. for one game. Right now he's thinking go be good for one at-bat. Bases loaded, 2 gone, 3rd inning. Mookie Betts takes ball 1. Not close for the first pitch slider. Three-time champion, former MVP. Betts takes a strike. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. He speeded a fastball by.
In the middle of the plate, but because of the splitters with the first 2 pitches, you see how off balance Mookie was late.
Stayed alive. Turned it up to 97 there. Running the bank on the Will Smith double. Onto the 1-2 from Gausman to Betts. Beats it left field. Ohtani's in to score. Here comes Will Smith. Throw to the plate's not in time. Betts breaks through, and so do the Dodgers. Oh, an exhale on the monkey off his back. The Dodgers lead Gausman and the Blue Jays 3-0.
Big hit and a pitch in the wrong location. And this is kind of what I was talking about. All of the swing and misses and the efforts to get what looked like 3 perfect innings. Now trailing 3-0.
Little box out there from Ohtani. Teoscar Hernandez with a check swing along 3rd and foul. Looked like him and Gausman were getting in there to rebound. So what does that have to feel like for Mookie Betts? Weight of the world on him. Lifted there as he comes through with a 2-out, 2-run single. And the Dodgers got the game's first run, but it felt like that was a spot where they had to get more. And they have their first crooked number of this Fall Classic.
Yeah, we showed it in the top of the open there about what the Blue Jays have done. 3 times they've scored 3 or more. The Dodgers had a 0 in that column. Well, no more. 3 spot in the 3rd inning.
Two on, 2 out. And an 0-2 pitch. Strikes him out again. He has struck Hernandez out all 5 times that he's faced him. But the Dodger offense able to come through here. 2-out rally to score 3 runs. It's Mookie Betts, a line drive swing. Dave Roberts moved him to the cleanup spot. I said, I want you to be a run producer. And he comes through. The Hall of Famer more than approves. 3-0 Dodgers, middle 3. Changing his swing. He got back to doing what he's always done, trying to crush it. Down the left field line, he's got a fair ball. Ricochets off that angled sidewall into no man's land. Hernandez tries to pick it with a bare hand, doesn't. It's a leadoff double for Addison Barger.
Action, that was a great pitch and just a better job hitting. After a slow curveball, he beats him with the fastball, but just inside the line. Fastball up, he goes with it, keeps his head down, takes a while to recognize where that ball is. And then this is an important run for the Blue Jays against a pitcher who doesn't give up many. They've got to crawl their way back into the game.
Ernie 8-hitter for the Jays, hitting .391 in these playoffs. On an 0-1. Grounds it, foul strike 2. Rewarding Performance is sponsored by Capital One. And here's the guy who embodies the Blue Jays so well. Nobody saw them coming. Nobody saw him coming. This is a 200 hitter bouncing around with Cleveland and the A's. Comes here to the Blue Jays, plays a role. But even to begin this season, he was a platoon guy. Best stretch of his life coming here in the playoffs. But Yamamoto strikes him out on 3 pitches. Clement unable to advance the runner.
This is what makes this guy so tough, man. That was a 92-mile-an-hour splitter that just on the outside part of the plate.
He's thrown that splitter more than ever in the 2 complete games here in the postseason. Milwaukee went 0 for 12 against it. The Jays went 0 for 6. Andres Jimenez takes high. Jimenez out of the 9 spot. 11 runs batted in the World Series, or in the postseason. That's 3rd on the team. Only Kirk and Guerrero more.
The only thing that you can pick up about what Yamamoto's doing from a hitter's perspective is rarely will he throw back-to-back curveballs. And those are 2 splitters in a row. One that he took for a ball and one that just, again, eats up on the inside part of the plate.
Top of the order, Springer on deck. Leadoff double from Barger. He's at second. That's a high fastball, and it's ball 3. You got a .391 hitter in the 8th spot. You got a guy with 11 runs batted in, 3rd on the team in the 9th spot. He's the shortstop, supposed to just be in there for his glove and help turn the lineup over. He's been a run producer. 3-2.
Amazing 3-1 pitch right there. Just when you think the hitter's like, he's going to challenge me, he doesn't. Now that brings in 4 different pitches to get him out. And he's thinking about in that computer, what pitch do I go to? Do I go to that breaking ball that he gives up on or change the speed?
Throws another splitter at second, Rojas. To get Jimenez. Up to 3rd goes Barger. Up to the plate comes Springer. Well, Springer looked clearly diminished his first time up. Grounded to short. Winced on every swing. Coming off that side injury.
Man, I know he's not going to do it. Muncy's almost in left field. All he has to do is lay down a bunt. Pass the pitcher towards Muncy, and there's nothing they can do about it.
Hurt a lot less than swinging. You can tell it's the furthest thing from his mind. You can see it on his face stepping into the box. You can see that he's like bracing himself for the pain that is about to come.
No doubt.
This is the kind of injury that typically wipes a guy out for weeks. Dodgers get 3 in the top of the 3rd. Jays trying to answer back. Barger at 3rd, 2 out, 2 up.
Checked, ball through. And he can't afford to check swing. You see him right there, and watch this. He just right away grimaces.
That might hurt even more than
it does.
Swing.
I mean,
Yamamoto falling behind him 3-0. Who knows if he can swing his best. He shoots one to right center field. My goodness. George Springer gets the Jays on the board through biting pain.
he's got so much adrenaline trying to muster up. And when you make contact, it's a lot better than when you swing and miss. And 3 always sold out. That's a huge run for the Blue Jays. And a validation for Springer.
Both teams breaking through here in the third. Time run to the plate. Nathan Lucas scrapes it off of the deck foul. They changed his play in the first inning. His batted ball in the first inning to an error on Muncy. I don't know how it initially was ruled a hit in the first place, but it is now an E5. And so Lucas still trying to extend his 12-game on-base streak. Flies one the other way. Kike Hernandez goes back out. He's got room and ends the inning. Blue Jays get a 2-out hit from George Springer. Shocking that he's in there. He's come through, as he often does. 3-1 in Game 6. To follow. Rojas takes a strike.
Listen, there's something about having been there, done that. And what the Dodgers, we talked about it, what they did against San Diego last year. The narrative was not going to be great, and they said, the heck with the narrative. We're going internal. We're doing everything we need to do ourselves, and they responded. And they look like they're trying to do the same thing here.
Near to right field for Barger. With a much different approach, right? Last year was all bullpen. This year, avoid at all costs.
Yeah, it just, there is value in experience. And I always said that experience is only as good as the ability to put yourself in that spot to gain from it. Because if you play terrible, what does experience mean? Nothing. So it's time they had to get their offense going, and that man right there delivered a big, big hit.
That was after they walked Ohtani intentionally. Will Smith doubled in the first run. Freeman walked, and Betts came through with the bases loaded. Ohtani takes a strike. Up and down this lineup. Dodger Stars, they're trying to get going. Ohtani, it's skewed by 2 otherworldly games. The 3 home runs in the last game of the championship series, reaching 9 times in Game 3 here. Outside of that, and again, I know, okay, look, 2 of the greatest games of all time, and I'm going to say outside of that, but you're expecting more.
Well, look, sometimes when you walk somebody 5 times, which rarely happens, you get him out of rhythm. He's not swinging the bat the rest of the night. Between, like, hey, they're not pitching to me, so I'm just going to look for one particular pitch. And then all of a sudden, when they do pitch to you, now he did hit a rocket after that game that it was an out. His inability to go the other way has allowed pitchers to be vulnerable. He's vulnerable now. He's not vulnerable when he stays to the middle part of the park when they're pitching him away to left field.
We've seen him do that one game all postseason. That was Game 3. Opposite field homer, opposite field double. 0 for 8 since the record-setting Game 3. On this 2-2, Shohei golfs it down the line towards the left field corner. Lucas is over. That becomes a souvenir. Well, those 2 monster games, and Game 3 reaching 9 times. That has his average at 300 for the World Series. Rest of the team below 200. He's not the only MVP in there. You got Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts as well. 29 combined All-Star games for the group. The first defending champ to make it back to the World Series since the Phillies in 2009. So it doesn't happen often, but when it does, often it's the offense that keeps a team from repeating. Yankees won 3 in a row, but then it was the offense that fell flat in 2001. They only scored 2 runs a game against those great Arizona Staffs. It's pain after that foul ball. Your Braves teams went crazy and then just disappeared.
48-2. That was the 5-game spread that we scored 48 runs, gave up 2, and then, kind of didn't happen after that. But that's the beauty of this game. You just never know. If you execute You're always going to be there.
Another payoff, 2-0 tying, and a bouncer foul. The all-time fall flat of a team trying to repeat 1966. The Dodgers, they got swept by Baltimore, didn't score a run after the third inning of Game 1. It is hard to do, and often the offense is what undermines it. Another payoff, and a grounder to first. This one he keeps fair, and Guerrero takes it himself.
Create some stress and force a decision by Dave Roberts.
Got him. Tied him up with that splitter for strike 3, but it took him 9 pitches. 1 gone in the 5th.
Well, that one was the nastier one. That movement, that one almost moved about 3 feet. But here's the delivery. See how balanced he is right there? And then he gathers himself and comes into a perfect fielding position and head towards home plate.
Unique training regimen. He doesn't lift weights. He's got a javelin throwing program that he strengthens his arm with. Dodgers were totally open to him doing whatever he felt like he needed to do to get ready for his starts. Coming over from Japan, he brought his own guys, own trainer. Second season. Dominated in Japan, 3 consecutive MVPs there. And then signed the largest contract ever for a pitcher. His first year was good, but he was injured for a lot of the year. This year, great. This postseason, something else. His 2-1 to Barger. Outside. Curve is a little bit outside.
He just got so many pitches to get back in the at-bat. Like 3-1 is not a count you want to live with in the postseason or as a pitcher, and he can navigate it. That's just because the hitter doesn't know what's coming. You can't sell out. You can't say fastball automatically. And because he has done a great job in not really backing up 3 pitches in a row or rarely throwing, like I said, curveball back-to-back, you're wondering, when's the curveball coming? When's the splitter coming?
Payoff. Another fastball to strike him out. And yeah, the fastball looks like it's surprising Barger. The reason is he's only throwing it 20% of the time.
He just pitched backwards right there, and it was perfect timing. 3-1, fastball on the corner, down.
6 pitches, and he can hit a flea with any one of them. Like a video game set on easy, the way he controls. Fastball grounded up the middle. Mookie Betts makes an error. Second of the game in the Dodgers.
I don't think he would have thrown him out. As great as Mookie is,
and it is a hit.
Yeah, I don't think he could have thrown him out. Mookie's made every play so far. This one just catches his thumb, but now he's got to turn and throw and get a pretty fast runner out. We're used to seeing him make it all the time.
No, not an error, but a play Betts tell you he would like to be able to make. And now fly to center field. Tommy Edmonds going back, and no worse for the wear. Only 1 extra pitch, and it leads to 3-1 game to the 6th in Game 6. And 2 home run shot of the postseason record. Also helped out Rosarena that year. But Yamamoto has saved his best form.
Yeah, he's hoping he doesn't get a shot at that record.
Please do it on somebody else's watch. Yeah. Yamamoto's saying. Struck him out last time. He has 6 strikeouts this entire month. 2 of them have come against Yamamoto. Kevin Gausman saying, man, I feel like I've pitched really well in this World Series, but I can't get out of Yamamoto's shadow. 5'10", but casting a large one. Hook to left field. On the run, Hernandez. Kiko Hernandez won't get there. Extra bases for Vlad Jr. 2-out double. What a month. What a player.
He's strong enough, even though he's going to one-hand this, he stays back on the curveball, and he can hit this. Look at that. One hand, but he stays back so that the barrel of the bat still has enough oomph to smoke this down the left field line, hook it away from Hernandez.
Vlad like his dad right there. Vlad said at the start of the postseason he wanted to win a World Series and then give the ring to his dad. When talking to people around the Blue Jays, that wasn't just something that he said and was a good quote. That is a genuine, deep motivation of his to be able to say thanks to his father for helping him become the player that he is, the person that he is. Hall of Fame career for Dad. One thing he never did was win a World Series. So Vlad Jr. said, if I get a ring, that ring's yours, Pop. Well above 300 in his career. 9-time All-Star. Played in one World Series, but it was towards the end of his career in Texas. And they fell short. His boys led the Blue Jays to their first World Series appearance in 32 years. And his boys' best buddies coming up here with a chance to draw the Blue Jays closer. Oh, Bichette takes a curve for a strike. Best hitter in baseball with runners in scoring position this year. 381 and 2 for 2 in this World Series. On an 0-1, Bichette takes high.
His stance will change with 2 strikes a little bit. He likes to be aggressive early, and then with 2 strikes, he'll spread out and try to hunt the baseball a little bit more. But looking to do damage early before he gets 2 strikes.
Tying run at the plate, bottom of the 6th, 1-1. Yamamoto's 2-1. Poked foul, and it's 2-2. Swings himself out of his helmet right there. Signed Vlad Jr. in 2015. Drafted Bo Bichette in 2016. Linked at the hip every step of the way. Getting to the big leagues a month apart in 2019. And representing excitement. Representing hope for the Blue Jays. Nothing but postseason failure prior to this year. 6 games, all losses. Now game 6, 1 win away from a title. 2-2 pitch. And the Dodger bullpen has started to work. The payoff pitch.
Well, at least the Blue Jays are making these last couple innings a pitch count nightmare.
Up above 90. Robleski warms. Varsho waits on deck. Farland's ready for the Blue Jays. After the 6 innings from Gausman. 3-2 on Bichette. Here comes Yamamoto. Ball 4. Tying run aboard, and the go-ahead run coming up. The first walk in 15 innings in this World Series.
Varsho's been pretty aggressive. Early count.
Splitter for a strike. Well, if you happen to just tune into this Game 6, Dodgers with a 3 spot in the 3rd inning. A 2-out rally against Kevin Gausman. They do not have a base runner outside of that 3rd, but that little burst was enough to have them in front. Blue Jays lead this best of 7, 3-2, looking for their first World Championship since 1993. 2 on, 2 out. 0-1 pitch. Robleski's ready. Yamamoto retired the first 2 in this inning. Double walk, and now 1-1. Varsho tops it along first, strike 2. If this goes the 7th game, that is tomorrow night. Coverage will start at 7 o'clock Eastern. First pitch coming at 8. Tying run on here in the 6th. The 1-2 pitch. He struck him out. Yamamoto gets out of the first jam of the ball game with a strikeout of Varsho and keeps the lead 3-1. We're back after word from your local Fox station. Yamamoto trying to get it to a Game 7. Life comes at you fast if you're Justin Robleski. Out of the picture until the World Series. Now the highest of leverage. Desperate times call for guys out of the nowhere, out of the middle of nowhere. Robleski fires another 0-2. Top of the order, George Springer after him. Would Sasaki come in for him? The 1-2 pitch. On the hands, strike foul.
That's a great take. After seeing fastballs, a great take there by Jimenez.
From 0-2 to 2-2, here comes. And oh man, we've seen him do this throughout the month. He had a key at bat where he fought off several 2-strike pitches and then singled in Game 4. Go up first, shortstop. But a bat when the moment's called for this month. This time he's down on a fastball. A roar from Robleski. Stepping into the spotlight and delivering. So the bullpen for the Dodgers. To the first tightrope of an inning. To the 8th inning in Game 6. One more hitter here for Louis Varland. It's Miguel Rojas, and it's going to take him all of 1 pitch to do his job. Here in the 8th inning, Mason Fluharty's ready to go for Shohei Ohtani. Dodgers 3, Blue Jays 1. Here comes John Schneider. Fluharty's been their Ohtani killer back to August when he struck him out to get his lone save as a big leaguer. So the top of the order for the Dodgers here, nursing this 2-run lead, looking for some insurance. The Jags and the Raiders on the regional action as well. Check your local listings for the game in your area Sunday on Fox. We got Vikings. Blue Jays fans is Vikings. And we got Mason Fluharty on for Shohei Ohtani. Missed up and in with his first one. This has been the guy for Ohtani, although Shohei doubled against him the last time he faced him. The rookie from Delaware delivers 1-0. Fouled off.
Tough on lefties because he throws across his body, and you can see the breaking ball that he can start right at him and catch the strike zone, although he wants to start it down the middle and catch the other batter's box.
If you're looking for a hidden turning point in this series, bottom of the 6th inning in Game 4, Jays had a 2-1 lead. Fluharty came on for Bieber with 2 on and 1 out, got out of it. The next half inning, Toronto scored 4 against the Dodger bullpen. The difference never starker than right there. As the Jays tied up the series, took the lead the next night. Fluharty's 1-2 to Ohtani is down and away in the count evens. Bullpen for the Jays had a 5.50 ERA in the playoffs coming into the World Series. 2.80 against the Dodgers. 2-2. Ohtani pops it up, center field, carries well. On the run is Varsho. That was a heck of a lot more than a pop-up. Mere mortals would have just popped it up, but Ohtani off balance, off the end of the bat, golfs it to the wall for a double.
This is how strong he is, and this is what happens if he can stay on the ball. You see, even though his body was going towards first, his hands were back, and that's the same thing we talked about earlier when Guerrero did it from the right side. The ball jumps off his bat. There's no doubt about it. He has extreme exit velocity, but typically this postseason it's all been to the pull side until that rare game.
They put Smith on intentionally here. He hit the ball 100 miles per hour with that swing. First base runner for the Dodgers since the 3rd. These are the only base runners outside the 3rd. Freddie Freeman. And these feel like huge runs for the Dodgers with the lack of offense outside of that 3rd inning. Start to smell funny if you're a Dodger. With the bullpen trying to protect it. Too close for comfort for LA. It's been part of the problem. The offense hasn't been there, and so a bullpen that is not deep has had zero wiggle room. Freeman tried to get him a little bit more on this 1-1. It's a towering fly ball to right field, but not particularly deep. Barger comes on, makes the catch. Ohtani won't even bother with his cannon. 2 out. MLB Together is baseball's platform embodying the sport's commitment to philanthropic causes and mental wellness efforts by teams, players, and the league. To learn more, go to MLBtogether.com. Now another 2-out chance for Mookie Betts. Anthony Dominguez ready in that Blue Jays bullpen. I don't know if this visit from Kirk is just to buy a little extra time for him to get ready with the right-handed Betts coming up.
It is. It's the time he needed.
A couple more tosses for Sir Anthony. Ohtani's at second, Smith is at first, and Mookie Betts, who has the biggest hit of this ball game, will look for another. There they go. Here it comes. Mookie Betts takes ball 4 to load him up. Just missed upstairs.
First pitch will say everything here with Teoscar. Don't know if he can lay off the slider away unless he's taken the first pitch.
You just happen to have Kevin Gausman out of the game. 0 for 3 today. Fastballs blazed by him. But then you got to face Dominguez. He's faced him 3 times in his life and struck out all 3 times. He's saying, do you have anybody down there that I'm good against? Leading the team in this World Series, hitting .280. 0-1 pitch. Lays off. Second bases loaded chance for the Dodgers. It has been all or nothing tonight. The 1-1, Hernandez tied up, strike two.
Now the command of his fastball is not his specialty. It's the electricity of his fastball.
Dominguez, most experienced postseason pitcher on this Jays roster. 29th postseason appearance. His 1-2. Top of the order for the Blue Jays coming up. Game 6 has been a special one in this city. '23-year-old rookie closer Roki Sasaki for the top of the order in the 8th. Springer takes a splitter that doesn't get the call.
Yeah, that's a good splitter, and he's got a great one. And the question is going to be whether Springer takes a strike, knowing this is a tough situation for the young man. And what you want to see is whether or not he has the feel for the strike zone, being that this is not his sole role, even though he's taken it on. And so far, 2-0. Got to get up to get the tying run to the plate.
6 innings from Yamamoto. Scoreless 7 from Robleski. And now it's Sasaki delivering 2-0. Finding the zone. Dodgers will likely look to Sasaki for the last 6 outs of this game. 6 outs to a 7th game. Andy Pages into the game in right field, replaces Teoscar Hernandez. 2-1 pitch. Springer fouls it off, 2-2. George has knocked in the only run of this game for the Blue Jays. A surprise addition to the lineup after injuring his side in Game 3. Clearly been in pain on all his swings. Fighting through it, leading off the 8th. Chopping a ball down the line and sneaking it into right field. Pages hustles to the ball to hold him to a single. He says, I don't know, but it'll do. And the tying run comes up.
I mean, this is an emergency hack and a great one if the Blue Jays score in this inning. Just by Freddie Freeman. There's no way you can play him close to the line there in that situation.
Fights it off, knifes it down the line. Lucas.
Now his fastball can be 100, 101, but it can also be a little erratic. That split finger is the pitch he goes to a lot.
Question is, if he doesn't have it, where does Dave Roberts go? Nathan Lucas takes outside, 3 balls and a strike.
Sometimes he puts so much stock in that split finger he doesn't realize his fastball is good enough. They are 1 for 19 against his fastball this postseason.
Full count. Emmett Sheehan has started to warm. There's the answer to the question I posed. It's not where he wants to go, it's where he has to go. The payoff to Lucas. In the air to center field for Tommy Edman. One gone in the 8th. And now to the plate is the tying run, Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Yeah, Lucas obviously wanted to get a hit, but worst case scenario, just don't hit it on the ground. Guarantee that Guerrero has a chance for one big swing.
Strike one. One. Nasty. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And that's the most drop you'll see on that pitch right there. That's a true split finger fastball.
Wow, there have been a couple at the knees that he hasn't gotten the call on. And he's got to throw another to big bad Vlad. Spoils it.
His grip is going to be deeper in his hand, and the rotation is going to be deeper of a tumbler, right? So there's the split, and it's Gausman doesn't even have it quite that wide.
Another 2-2. Guerrero pulls his hands in. Ball 3. Bichette's on deck. 3-1 game, bottom of the 8th. Here's a payoff pitch. Guerrero takes both forward and roars his way down to first. The tying run reaches. The go-ahead run comes up in the form of Bo Bichette. And if the Blue Jays are going to win this World Series tonight, they'll do it how they did in 1993 with Carter. They'll do it in their last at-bat. They were the hope. They were the spark. Bo Bichette, Vlad Guerrero Jr. brought into the organization a year apart. And that's not even to say anything of the manager that guided him up through the minor leagues. That, of course, was John Schneider. And he said he'd get excited about prospects. You think about what it could be. Rarely does it pan out. And for the first 6 years, it didn't. All-stars during the regular season. No shows in the postseason. It's all come together here. Perhaps their last ride together. Bichette, a free agent at the end of this season. Vlad Jr., who's here for the long term, says, take a breath. Take a deep breath. Bichette remembers back to right after they drafted him, watching the Blue Jays in the championship series on TV and hearing this place rock and thinking, man, one day, I can't wait for that to be me. Is he ready for his own moment? 1 ball, no strikes. Outfield with their backs to the wall. Tying run at first. Go ahead run at the plate. Bichette swings and misses at the fastball.
Like I said, he's got a great fastball, but he's really heavily using his split finger.
Matz ranges over there. Does he have room? He does to get Bichette for out number 2 of the 8th. It's up to Dalton Varsho. Lone run for the Blue Jays back in the 3rd. All the runs in this game coming in the 3rd. Varsho's 0 for 3. Chases the first one in the dirt. Runners stay put. Dodgers found a closer in their pocket. Roki Sasaki started this year as a starter. Injured for a lot of the season. Out of the picture, working his way back in the minors. Dodgers didn't really figure he'd be back, but they were desperate to see what they had. Found themselves a closer here for the postseason. Still, he's so young. He's so new to this role. That trust is fickle. The 1-1 to Varsho in the dirt for ball 2. Kirk is next.
Yeah, I still think he's going to profile as a starter, but right now he is on a hot seat, learning a role. Doing it pretty well without any experience.
25th pitch of the inning coming here. 2 on, 2 out, a 2-1. Second to Rojas gloves. Over to first. That's the inning. Roki Sasaki tiptoes his way out of the 8th inning. On to the 9th in Game 6. Yamamoto with a game for the ages. Game 2. Complete game. First one in the World Series in a decade. He was ready to dig deep in Game 3 and pitch out of the bullpen 2 days later. They wound up not needing him as Freddie Freeman won it in the 18th. But here tonight with his team facing elimination. 1 run over 6 innings. In position to win it again. Dodgers 3, Blue Jays 1. To the bottom of the 9th inning we go. And Dave Roberts holding his breath, hoping that his bullpen can get through this. Yamamoto hoping that his fellow countrymen can get through the bottom of the order here. Kirk, Barger, and Clement coming up. And what a series this has been. What a tight, intense Game 6 it's been.
It has. It's got everything you could possibly want for a team that's waited a long time and a team that's trying to defend for the first time in a long time. So
it is Kirk to start the 9th. Sasaki throws and a fastball in there for a strike. 25 pitches in his 8th inning. He's thrown as many as 33 in a relief outing, and again, he is a lifetime starter. Tyler Glasnow has started to warm.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say, I think we got our answer to who possibly is going to be starting tomorrow.
0-2 on Kirk. Does that tell you it's Ohtani then?
Sure does.
Figured that Glasnow would still be the bulk guy. 0-2 to Kirk. Did they say that there was a swing? Asked down to first. First base umpire Will Little says no swing. Kirk's in some pain, but well worth it for him and the Blue Jays here. The tying run is coming to the plate.
Splitter that gets away and catches him right on that side of his hand.
On an 0-2 pitch.
Now, John Snyder's going to have to pinch run for him.
It'll send Miles Straw out there for that duty. And yeah, it's the bottom of the order, and it's the 7-hitter, but this ain't any old 7-hitter coming to the plate. This is Bam Bam Barger with a chance to tie this game. Justin Dean in center field.
Yamamoto 3-1 surprised him with 2 fastballs down that he took. He won't be taking many pitches in this at bat.
3 homers this postseason for Barger. First pitch. Fouls off a fastball. This is the 46th game of these playoffs. There has not been a 9th inning comeback. Barger could tie it with 1 swing. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fastball popped up down the left field line. Back goes Muncy. On comes Hernandez. Just into the nook right there. Now the dimensions of the ballpark play a role. It's 1-2. Blue Jays looking for their first championship since '93. And you know, every soul in here starting to stir up memories of Game 6. And Joe Carter. 1-2 to Barger. Outside, even the count. Sasaki's 2-2. Line to deep center field. Dean on the run. Justin Dean will get there. It wedges in the bottom of the wall, and it's a dead ball. It's a dead ball. The umpire's hands are up, and the runners will head to second and third. It'll be second and third, nobody out.
Fastball up, and he smokes it. A little unfortunate for the Blue Jays that that ball wedged right there.
That heads up play by Justin Dean to throw his hands up, because as soon as he reaches in there to play it, they lose the right for that to be a dead ball. But because he throws his hands up, doesn't play the ball, the umpires throw the hands up and immediately kill it. So second and third and nobody out. The tying run is in scoring position. The winning run, the World Series winning run, is coming to the plate. They did review this, and very quickly our crew chief Mark Wegner says it's confirmed that that was a dead ball. Wedged there, the bottom of the fence. 32 years after Joe Carter ended the World Series with a go-ahead home run, with a walk-off home run, one of the 2 World Series ending walk-off home runs, the Blue Jays have a shot to repeat history. Dave Roberts is going to the guy that everybody figured would feature into Game 7 as the starter. Tyler Glasnow trying to get it there. Pittsburgh Pirates. Joe Carter did it against the Phillies in '93. Those are the only walk-off home runs to win a World Series. I asked Joe about it a few days ago, and he said, I was just trying to get the guy in from third to tie the game. Or just trying to get the tying run in from second. He said, do less to do more.
Yeah, and the right guys at the plate to at least make contact to drive in at least one of the runs. The infield's going to be playing back, so they're going to give up the one. And then I would assume make a decision if the runner goes over to third.
Ernie Clement, tying run at second, winning run at the plate, and a pop-up up right side, Freddie Freeman for the first out.
Wow. Fastball up and in on a first.
Guys, getting ready for the postgame show. Brought to you by Strauss and the way that Game 6 ends. A double play. Kike Hernandez to Miguel Rojas. And the Jays go from second and third. Nobody out. They're having to play Game 7 tomorrow night. What a ball game. What does Game 7 have in store for us? We know we're going to have Mad Max. We know we're going to have Shohei Ohtani two-way. What else will there be?